To the stream. I am Dark Bull Algo, and today is Thursday, December 9th, 2021, and we are going to find some stocks and options that are going to make a greater than expected move today. Yes, we are. Today's going to be a great day. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to the stream, appreciate it. And we're just going to give it a couple minutes, let some people join. I got a couple other things I just want to quickly go through this news because I realized that I'm spending way too much time on the news. We need to start looking more at some plays, right? Really? Yes, true. So the drink for the day is the Rain Orange Dreamsicle. It's pretty good. Tastes like a dreamsicle. Yeah, which is dangerous. Drink 3 or 4 of these and you'll be done. So, been working on a couple things with the stream. The Discord's going to start being a little bit more active. I'll be shutting down the Echo Fin probably the end of this month. So if you're a part of that, just make sure you get moved over. I'd hate to lose anybody. Definitely really do appreciate everybody that's been around. I really appreciate y'all. Maybe we'll do a Christmas gift. I'll figure something out. So got the chat going. Let me just double check on the restream. Yo, just a second. All right, what is going on with this? There we go. We're good there. We're good there. We are good there, and we're good there. All right, I think we're good. So, as you can see in front of you, we've got futures that are slightly down. I'll just get this sucker popped in there, and I'm gonna bring my chat down here so I can see what you guys are all talking about. Just a second. Does that help? All right, I'm trying to get, so I've come across some really good data lately on Thinkorswim, and one of the Discord groups, everybody's like, hey, yo, where are you getting all these block trades from? I'm like, it's Thinkorswim. And they just, for some reason, can't believe that it's Thinkorswim, but it is, okay? So thanks for joining me. I'm just really trying to filter through this news, and what is going on? Where's everybody at? Yo. Where is everybody at? Okay. Let's see. I should have had a tweet on TweakDebt. There it is. So I'm streaming on Twitter. All right. If you're late, you got to do push-ups. That's all there's to it. If you're not here in the next, I'll give you guys 3 minutes. If you're not here in 3 minutes, guess what you're doing? You're doing push-ups. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You will be doing the push-ups. While I look at this, I've never heard of this stock, but maybe that's because it's a mid-cap. All right, so we got news coming out of Amazon. We got news coming off of a couple of, Lupus. That's a big one. Oh, look at that. Gappy gap. We like the gapsters, especially on a market like today. Lots of just kind of hurry up and waiting. Yeah, that's a good dead cat bounce there. And okay, so going through the news, make sure y'all leave me some comments in the comments section to let me know if there's anything on the stream that we can improve upon, if there's anything that we're missing, if there's something you'd like to see, like if you'd like me to slap up the news channel, play it down here in the corner, I can. Just whatever will work. I've been working with some people, and they're definitely like, hey, make sure you reach out to your audience, see what they would like to see, because obviously I can think of what you want, but it might not be what you need. I'm just kidding. It might not be what's actually going to be most beneficial for everyone involved. Okay, trying to get through some of these because, I mean, some of these stocks are, look at that, like just crazy, right? Just real quick going through, getting some of the big names out and getting some of the smaller names in. What is going on with this? Okay. Lots of news. All right. I'm not going to worry about that. And here we go. So, all right. There's nobody on the stream this morning. Unfortunately, that's a little sad. Gonna have to do something about that. And all right. Jeez, dude. I don't even know who these guys are, but these guys aren't coming there. GameStop had earnings last night. Who wants to know what's up with GameStop? Okay. All right, let's get into it. Nobody's here. I'm a little sad. I guess that's just what it is. It is what it is. If you're not here, then you don't get to see the news. And this is all, I'm doing this for myself anyway, so let's have fun with it, shall we? All right, some of you that I know are going to be watching later, eating your breakfast. Hello. How are you? Hope things are going well. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. All right, let's get into it. So there was earnings last night, and we've got upgrades, downgrades, and everything like that. So let's do this. All right, Morgan Stanley remains bullish on the U.S. broadband sector, but notes that the industry faces slowing net additions and raising capital investments as it downgrades Charter Communications, SiriusXM to equal weight, and JP Morgan downgraded Altice ATUS in the cable sector as well. So what they're saying is basically, yo, your guys are getting smacked. You guys are getting beat up by streaming, right? Charter Communications, this used to be a staple, right? It's currently trading at the bottom of the 4 hours, below the weekly. It's got a rough move to get it back above 650. 650, it hit 700. It did get downgraded. So look for a potential break below. Well, yeah, if this thing breaks, it's gonna move down pretty quickly. So it's currently at the daily 4 hour bottom. If it breaks 633, it's gonna drop pretty fast and pretty hard. Okay, UPath, PATH. This is something we've traded before. This has been pretty consistent, consolidating. It is currently uptrending, getting ready to make a little rally, I think. See this giant McWick right here? Yes, I am coming up with my own words today. McWick is one of them. So we got this giant wick here. Look at that sucker. Well, there's your range, 43 to 50. Then it took out the stops up and down, currently coming off the daily bottom. Rally, we're looking for a move up to the 4 hour top, above 4 hour top. Basically that $50 psychological level above 50, which is a daily mid. I think we get an opportunity to move all the way up to about 55. So PATH could be a decent play for the day. I'm going to go ahead and start writing down some of these, and we will just do it. Come on. Options chat. All right, let's go. They had earnings 0 earnings per share versus a -4 loss. Revenues at $220 million versus $208 million. They guided forward quarter adjusted operating income. What the heck just happened there? Did everything just die on me? Whoa. What's up? That was weird. So they guided forward fourth quarter operating income at 10 to 20 million versus 17. That's bullish on PATH. Like I said, they need to see PATH off the daily bottom, maybe the 4 hour top. All right, moving on. Amazon was fined $1.3 billion from Italy's antitrust regulator, saying it harmed competitors by favoring third-party sellers that use the company's logistics services. Amazon, right? it doesn't matter to Amazon. So look, Amazon's in a very interesting position, okay? Currently trading at the 4-hour top. It's range bound from the highs 2 days ago, right? And the 4-hour top. So Amazon's got a range. If it can hold, what is this? 34.95, 35.49. Same numbers, just reversed. Interesting. All right, Johnny, thanks for showing up, man. I was beginning to have a little bit of a complex that nobody was here. I'm used to seeing certain people every day, and thanks for showing up, bro. I really appreciate it. Just for that, let me know what stocks you're looking at. We'll get those taken care of immediately. So if you need to move on and do other things, you can. Amazon today, it's in an really interesting position. We've got kind of a little bull flag happening here, right? Kind of a little bull flag. I wish it was a little bit more pronounced. Well, maybe if I look at it like that, it is. So I'm looking for Amazon to break 34 or 35.50, right? Amazon above 35.50, and Amazon will move. Where is it going to go? It's going to go from, here we go. There we go. Amazon above 35.50 hits 3600. I like this 1414 at 3628, which is, let's see this previous high over here that it hit before and got wrecked. So let's do this. Let's throw a line up. That's our target line. We're looking at Amazon 36.33 on the break of 35.50. Okay, morning, Chris. All right, moving on. Pharmaceuticals shares are falling 30% overnight following the outcome of an FDA AdCom meeting on its drug. If you're looking to catch a downside play, this one moves $12 a day. It's currently down 30%. Look at this sucker on the daily. You think they're happy about that? No, they are not. So their drug came out and said they'd stated that the advisory committee voted no on the question of whether to provide evidence demonstrated that bardoxolene is effective in slowing the progression of CKD in patients with Alport syndrome, and that its benefits outweigh its risks. Like they've cracked major support levels with this one. I've always said stocks can't go to zero, but this one might. So if there's a dead cat bounce, right? Or, a falling knife. If you're trying to catch this falling knife, just be careful. Please. That's a daily. Let's look at the 39. Yeah, they've just fallen out of favor with everything. They are in, if you see this right here, difecta mode, and that means that they're dying. So, moving on. AstraZeneca came out and said that the FDA authorized the company's COVID-19 monoclonal antibodies for pre-exposure prophylaxis in individuals who are immunocompromised or have a history of severe adverse reactions to COVID-19 vaccine. AZN said, all right, so AstraZeneca with news on FDA authorization. That might get them out of their range. Looks like they're starting to build up a little bit of consolidation. It's interesting, AstraZeneca only moves $2 a day. So this is not a big COVID mover like you would see. Really above 56 to 57.10. 56 to 57.10. All right. since Johnny was the first one here, and he saved me from having a bad day, thinking that nobody wanted to watch the stream, I'm gonna go ahead and do his flow trade stuff first. So AMD. So it's been trading with the algorithm. Smart money's been taking profits basically. They've been slowly bringing it back down. Nice little V-shaped recovery up to dark pool levels the last 6-7 days. We've got a lot of support down here. Not super thrilled that the algo has not made a higher high. I'm going to give it another shot probably into the end of today. So there's a lot of people are waiting for economic news coming out today. So we've got the algo. Looks like it's trying to... I'm not going to use that one. If it bounces here, then continues up, it should be pretty decent play. We've got white line support, right, coming in at 142.30. The algo bounced off of it, so if it bounces here and continues up, I think it's got enough juice left in it to pull price action up with it. There's a lot of flow coming into AMD lately, right? I've noticed that. Keep in mind that we've got, what do I want to use for this stuff? We used the orange in the past. So this is a previous low here, right? It had struggle with that. It had struggles at that 147-ish level. If it can get above it, I think we can see a continued move to the upside. So as far as regular and block trade support goes, we had a bunch of orders coming in all day at this 143 level, 143.50. So we got regular block trade support there. We've got mixed. So we're going to go ahead and go with white line support coming in. So at the close yesterday, we have a dark pool right there, right? So if that dark pool is a sell order, obviously we're going to get maybe a slight pullback down to this previous white line level here, which is at 142.30. If it was a bunch of buy orders, if we can get over that previous high or previous low right there and trade this range right there, that's what we're going to look for. That's the sweet spot. It all really does depend on this algorithm bouncing off of this level here and continuing to move to the upside. Contrarian, if we fail that, we're going to come back down. We're going to come back down and test some of these levels here. So that's the close. And that was the open, right? So I like the consolidation that's been happening on AMD. It feels like it's kind of waiting for some news to come through. We'll definitely gonna see what happens there. Roku, did you want Roku? So Roku, gnarly, just a massive gnarly bearish divergence set up yesterday. Roku got some good positive news off of Google, but this is just a news rally, right? So for one, that's a pretty significant move. For two, the algo has been pretty much net selling. So we're going to look for that divergence to play out. So there's about a $20 divergence. So price action, price action, price action, right? Divergence played out. Right, we gapped up. So look for, just so the regular blocks on there. So we gapped up, the algo is pretty much selling straight off. So find previous levels of support, mark those up on your chart. Those will be stopping points. We have a dark pool. All right, this dark pool came in way back here. Right, those dark pools are from the 30th. So there's our support on the downside. We're looking at that 227 level for support. I would throw a fib on this to see where the healthy pullback will be. I don't really think that all right, so this dark pool level came in yesterday at the close, right? Or excuse me, on Wednesday at the close, gapped up off of that. Previous dark pool levels are down here, right? So I don't really think any of this is going to, I don't think there's a magnet towards it, but there is a magnet, if that would make sense, right? Let's just look. All right, so as far as Roku's concerned, right, that's a pretty significant move yesterday. with the 15-minute. Right, straight up vertical move right into the daily top, rejected off the daily top. It's in the weekly cloud, right? This is weekly bottom cloud. Daily top, weekly, I think that's weekly bottom. Yeah, weekly bottom. So it's trying to get back up into a nice uptrend. That's what it's trying to do. 1 second here. Okay, $16 ATR. It's got legs on it, right? Don't get me wrong. It's still pretty bullish. A healthy pullback to, if I bring this down here and let's see. It would, so healthy pullback to 245, right? Find support at 245 and then try to retake the top of the 4 hours or top of the daily. Contrarian, it just launches from here for some reason. This daily top, weekly cloud top is super, it's a lot of resistance, right? Psychological level 261 break. Don't get me wrong, it could come back down, like it could retrace. So, and it's hard to see, but let me do this. This here is the 382 retracement, right? This daily mid is the 50% retracement, and the 618 is basically the weekly bottom. So if it pulls back to either one of these levels, that sets us up for a larger move in the upcoming weeks. I don't think it's going to do daily top, daily bottom. It may come back, test the 4-hour top, and continue on. I'm overall bullish on it, but it needs to trade out that divergence, right? It needs to trade out this final divergence before it gets a larger move to the upside. So contrarian, just know that they're selling. If it does rally through this daily top, hold on, seriously, yo. I know it's kind of hard to see, but if it does rally through that daily top, weekly top, right, and breaks out of 266.50, it's going to immediately run into the 127 at 273. The 280 target's pretty decent. Based on what happens today in the market, and it's looking like we're slightly fading, but overall, it looks like we're slightly fading. We're definitely waiting for some news to come out. We've got news today at jobless claims at 8:30. So in about, 30 minutes, jobless claims are going to come out. Continuing claims is also coming out. So based on the jobless claims, it's either going to rip or dip. So you have your downside or support and your overhead resistance. Okay, just know that the algo's been net selling. CRM. Dude, I spent so much time on that. My bad. You're like, move on, dude. I know what you're saying. CRM, massive divergence. It's all been played out, right? It's currently, I think the algo's consolidating on CRM. Like, that was a big move yesterday. Lots of things are consolidating, waiting for jobless claims to come out. So I don't see strong bullish divergence in the algo, meaning it's not making higher highs and higher lows. It's actually making lower lows and lower highs, but it's in a consolidation pattern, right? So it's interesting that it can easily bounce there, right? Coming off support there. So if this level breaks, it's going to break one way or the other. It's either going to come down or pull up. If it comes down, I think that price action breaks this regular and dark pool level that's supporting it right now. We've got I used the wrong tool. We got a regular block there and a regular block there with a dark pool right in the middle. Right, I just jacked up price action. So as far as this is concerned, look what we got here. Uptrending. Right, we are in a wedge. If that wedge breaks to the upside, look to take out previous gap, right? If it breaks to the downside, we've got regular block trade support coming in at 261. Nice solid psychological level. Below that, 256. And then we've got some dark pulls in the mix at 258, right? So, algo bounces and breaks. They can pull price action up with it. Algo fails and pulls down. We've got previous support and a downside gap that needs to be filled. So, CRM 261 support, 269. Let's just say break at 270, goes to 280, 285. Below 265, it comes to 261 and then 256. Okay. Roku on the downside for sure. Let's check it out. I mean, it's possible, but you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. Give me 1 second. Let us do this. Let's move this. All right, let's check it out. When in doubt, use the tools available. Pretty much. All right, so Roku is trade. After that massive Ready and Fire move yesterday, Roku is trading at above the 21 EMA, right? So that's bullish. These red 10x bars on the lower time frames from the 1 to the 15 minute could potentially fire to the downside. We don't have any squeezes that are going to help us out, right? This doji on the 2 hour right here, this is a reversal doji. I like to see that. I actually think we might get a pullback and retest the 8 EMA, or even potentially come back down and test the 50. Our 200 is overhead at 275. We're just kind of like right in the middle of everything, but we don't have anything that's going to help propel us up. It's like we're out of rocket fuel. Does that make sense? If I were to draw a fib from yesterday's high to current runs low on the 2 hour chart, so that 50% retracement is the 50 SMA on the 2 hour. That's support, right? That 127 is all the way up here at the 200 SMA. So I'm liking the move back down to 236, right? For a test. And yeah, all those 10x bars just fired to the downside. This is a 1 minute pre-market chart, right? It's currently failing. So 236.52 is our downside target on Roku, right? Y'all can't see any of this, but oh, maybe you can. Yeah, so this is a Roku move. It's already down pre-market. There's no real support coming in to help us out. As far as support levels go, what do we got here? What do we got? Yeah, I think the downside move on Roku is a pretty solid one. Okay, and then all right, good morning. All right, let's get through the news and then we'll jump into the plays. Okay, where did I end up? AstraZeneca. CVS is looking to buy back up to $10 billion worth of shares, boosts its dividend, and raises forward 21 revenue view to at least 290 billion from 286. That's pretty bullish, wouldn't you say? I think it is. Did it follow the move? Remember the move? I was like, oh, this is a move we're looking for. I mean, it did. It just maybe was a little bit more outstretched. That's even a word. So 1, 2. This is actually 3. Yep, that's the move there. And it's still in its fifth leg off of major support up at the daily top, breaking out of the weekly top. If CVS, there's our 6 o'clock bell. If CVS can get above 96.50, we can go long on it. It'd be in trifecta mode. Just came out with positive news, buybacks, right? That 6 o'clock bell, man, I'll tell you what, things start happening at it. Did you see that massive drop, right? All the way back to the 4-hour top. Yeah, CVS is bullish today. Okay, let's move on. NVEI, never heard of them, reaffirmed their financial outlook. It disclosed in November 9th for the 2040 or 2021, reiterating its long-term growth targets of total volume, revenue, and adjusted EBITDA margin. Also disclosed on that date, the company said it believes the recent report issued by a short seller is intentionally misleading and draws inaccurate conclusions, innuendo, and characteristic attacks on key executives among numerous other issues. So they got smacked down. Right. Trading at 100 to 50. Like, they got beat up. They're wrong on the date. This should be December 9th. This is a dead cat bounce here, right? So NVEI, short seller report, it's a hit piece and it did its job. So this can potentially gamma squeeze when it gets back up to, these levels here where the shorts are like, oh, it worked. However, I'm not super duper bullish on this move. Right, I'm not super bullish. Right. It is forming a flag. Let's see. Right. If you want to play this stock, just be careful. Above 63, I think we can take out 73. Okay. All right. We don't care about connoisseurs. The Valet upgraded to overweight from equal, and Southern Copper upgraded to equal weight from underweight at Morgan Stanley. This is a beautiful looking play right here. I'm telling you what. $17, $18 is the top usually, but current rally up through and out of the Celts. Right now it's coming back into the 4-hour. Look for this daily Keltner channel top at 1350 to provide support. If that holds, actually I'm thinking maybe 1340. That's our bigger level of support. That's a daily cloud mid, weekly cloud top, and 4-hour mid. So this is massive support at this level here. That's our support level. So if it pulls back to here, look for a reversion back up to, back up into this bull flag that is forming. If it rips through, that's the move right there. Sorry. I think it's pulling back to 1340, and then it'll move off of that news. All right, good upgrade news. It's got a lot of overhead resistance. It's got to get through the 4-hour top. Valet long above 1395. You can short it at the short it down to about 1340. Okay. Steelmaker X, Freight Railroad Northern Suffolk, and railcar maker Greenbrier have joined forces to create a new, more sustainable steel gondola railcar to help address an aging freight railroad industry fleet. U.S. Steel, it's heavy. I like it down to 23, possibly 22.75, and then all the way back down to 22.40. So this is a downside move I'm looking to have happen. Maybe we get a quick pop at open, but I think that we play this downside move. Oh, gotta quit doing that. So this would actually, there we go. Something in the lines of this, right? I think we get a quick pop and then a fade. They've got bullish news, but so far, we'll see. All right, got to get through this. I want to be on futures when that unemployment data news comes out, or the jobs report, okay? Phillips 66, which is PSX, is upgraded from overweight to overweight from neutral at JP Morgan. This is, I think this is pretty bullish play, right? Making higher highs and higher lows, uptrending channel. Above, if we take out 74, the safe play, geez, that's a big move though. That is a big move. So if we draw, support. Oh, that's it. There's a wick right there. You get a wick right there. So believe it or not, that is the support channel, right? Let's do this. There. And you see what I'm doing, right? So if it can get back up in this area here above, it's got a previous high at 74.79. Here's your target, right? Uptrending channel, breaks above the daily mid at 73. If it takes over 73, 73.50, 74, 74.50, that's the move to the upside on Phillips 66. Okay. All right. European Commission announced draft rules Tuesdays to give workers such as couriers for online platform companies, including Uber and Deliveroo, rights, including employment benefits in many cases. Remember, we talked about this the other day, where I was like, yo, I think Uber should give because they're employees, they're doing a job for you, you are paying them. So how it moves off this news is technically it's bad for the company because they have to pay, like it's going to cost them money, but they've got pretty good support right here, right? So Uber support at 38, right? If we break down to 38, I think we get a bounce back up to 39.50, above 40, and we get to start getting super woody. That's the Uber. Visually, here's the key levels. We got one there, and we got one basically, come on. Dude, what is up with this magnet? It's bullshit. Right, there's our levels. It's a pretty decent range. I think I can actually do one of these. Right, definitely a wedge. Y'all can see that. Sweet. Uber moves $2.70 a day. Okay, New Zealand plans to ban young people from ever buying cigarettes in their lifetime. Holy crap. This is huge. New Zealand planning to ban young people from ever buying cigarettes in their lifetime. Right? In one of the world's toughest crackdowns on the tobacco industry, arguing that other efforts to extinguish smoking were taking too long. All right, Udemy. I played this IPO and I'm sorely disappointed in it. Right, Udemy third quarter EPS at a 4-cent loss versus 4-cent estimate. Revenues 129.6 versus 125. Guides forward quarter revenue at 130 versus 124. I don't like this stock. I'm gonna stay away from it until it figures its life out. Okay, Tord curve. You guys know what Tord is. Retail shares are down 10% off of their third quarter adjusted EPS at 25 cents versus they beat on EPS. Revenues were down $6 million, and they guided their forward-looking Q4 sales at $325. So Yes. What do we do here? It fell out of the weekly. If and only if we get this back test, or even possibly, we make this move downwards, right? May get a quick little pop to there, but yeah, I think it's a downward move. So from 1188 to 1373 for the next leg down, moves about $1.50 a day. Okay, Sportsman's Warehouse, another dead cat, right? Missed on earnings. This monthly support is massive, so it's going to have a hard time getting through 1250, right? All the way down from 17. I mean, I don't understand why it fell off the face of the earth over the last couple of days, but it just has, so I'm not super interested in trading it. RH Corporation shares are up 11%. Revenues at $7 versus $6. Guides $1.1 billion versus $980 million. Raises lower end of the year revenues up 32 to 33% from the prior 31 to 33. Boosts forward 21 adjusted operating margin view to 25% versus 24.9. Okay, this thing is so fun to trade, except for just the spreads are big enough you can drive a Mack truck through, right? Rejection at daily top. Look for a pullback to daily mid. That's a nice healthy retracement. It's a good healthy fib retracement as well, right? I mean, it's pretty solid, right? 618 retraces the 4-hour top, daily mid. Bounce off of that, we come back up and test the daily top, monthly top, right, to the upside. Contrarian, we break the 4-hour, we got the 50% retracement, and then finally the 382, which is yesterday's close, right? So does it give back its entire earnings gain? Possibly. RH is on the list for watch today. Fun times ahead. All right. How am I doing on time? All right. Lucid. Oh, poor little Lucid. Files to sell 1.75 billion of convertible senior notes due 2026. It's not liking what's happening. It's like, we're in trouble. It is in support land, though. Weekly, daily, 4-hour support. Daily bottom. Weekly bottom. Is it weekly bottom? Hold on. Weekly top, sorry. Weekly top, daily bottom. 4-hour bottom support at $40.50, right? It's got some work to do to get back up to its previous glory. If it can take out, right, it's overhead resistance. That's the wrong one. Right, there's the move. How long does this little wedge have to take? Right. Right, so I'm thinking at least a little bit more time consolidating. Maybe just a little bit more before it gets back up. So I will be watching it. I'll alert it. I can't believe it's got a $6 ATR. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Okay, moving on. Gamestop earnings. Everybody's interested in those, right? Gamestop earnings, 1.39 loss. This isn't a beat. They earnings per share at a $1.39 loss versus 52 cents. Sales at 1.297 billion versus 1.19. Inventory at quarter end 1.14 billion versus 861 million. Year-over-year reflect focus on front loading to meet customer demand and mitigate supply chain issues. Ended the quarter with 1.41 billion in cash and equivalents and no debt other than a $46 million low interest unsecured loan. GameStop. Make sure I get the right damn stock in there. Jeez. GameStop. H shape. This is an H shape, and that H shape is bearish. Okay. It's not what we're looking for. Sorry, Laz. I know you wanted me to do this, right? Let me look at that again. Let me look at that again. Possible Wu-Tang reversal. 4-hour bottom support at 162.86. 162.86 is... There's our support. So, falter down to the 4-hour bottom, rally back up. I think we come and hit the 4-hour bottom one more time, and then if we break, right, break above the 2, then we have the Wu-Tang reversal. I mean, those are good earnings, to be honest with you, except for the earnings per share loss. Okay, Fubo, we do on time. All right. Fubo files for potential shelf of up to 5.7 million shares offered by selling security holders. Files for potential shelf of up to 5.7 shares offered by selling. I mean, I think that's bullish, don't you? Out of the weekly, out of the 4-hour. Fubo. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. 21.25. 22.20. 24. I want to see this move here. Want to see this move here on Fubo. I'm bullish on it. All right, that's it for the news. So as far as just world news goes, the bull bear spread of the American Association of Individual Investors weekly survey was -8 versus -15 last week. Bulls rise to 29%, 29.7% from 26.7. Neutrals rise from 39.8 to rise to 39.8 from 31. Bears fall to 30% from 42%. Okay. Britain unveiled stricter COVID restrictions heading into the Christmas holidays last night, following on from similar decisions taken in continental Europe as case counts and hospitalizations continue to rise. 29,000 cases of Omicron in South Africa. Brazilian central bank raises benchmark lending rate 150 basis points to 9.25%. Said sees hikes of same magnitude at next meeting. The People's Bank of China raises forex reserve requirement by 2%, taking it to 9% from 7%. All right, so they're getting prepped for some stuff to happen, right? Do you understand what that means? So, forex is huge in China. They trade forex like we trade stocks, but they're basically saying, "Yo, you need to have at least 7% in your reserves," right? It's like a margin call, right? You need to have 7% in your reserves. Now it's 9%. They're expecting extreme volatility in the forex market. China's indebted property developer Evergrande was officially declared to have defaulted on its portion of its domestic obligation by Fitch Ratings, potentially triggering a so-called cross default on some $19 billion in foreign currency debt. Does it make sense why they raise their reserve requirement now? Totally makes sense. Yes. Okay. Events today. We've got bunch of conventions: Barclays, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. We have jobless claims coming up in about 10 minutes, and continued claims coming up at about the same time. Wholesale inventories month-over-month for October at 10, and earnings after the close today include Leslie Pools, Costco, Chewy, AVGO, among some few that we're interested in. This morning earnings we've already gone over. Nothing super important with that. Okay, last of the news is coming up right now. Where is my... There we go. Here we go. Futures are pulling back slightly. Let's see what's happening with the futes. What's up with the futes? Let me just reset the charts here. 15, 10. I'm going to show you the 15-minute chart. Nope. The 5-minute. Let's go 10. I think 15 is good. All right. So futures are pulling back slightly after the day where the S&P 500 closed within a fraction of its prior closing highs, selling above 4,600 for the first, while the small cap Russell, the old Russell over here, right, and Nasdaq Composite outperformed. It's been a remarkable run for U.S. stocks in the last 3 days, erasing the prior 2-week draw Pullback on concerns of rising interest rates ahead of the next week's final 2021 FOMC meeting. Inflation concerns, right? We have CPI report tomorrow, and Omicron variant concerns follows a following positive vaccine comments this week from Pfizer. On the calendar today, weekly jobless claims at 8:30. So in Asian markets, the Nikkei index declined 135, Shanghai index up 35, Hang Seng up 257 points or 1.8% to settle in. Let's see. In Europe, the DAX was down 1/4%, and the FTSE slipped 0.15%. Okay, Bitcoin is down. Right, Bitcoin prices are downward momentum. Down over 2.5%, back below the $50,000 level. So, what does that say? All right, what have I been teaching? What have we been looking at? What does this chart tell us? The yen is up, bonds are up. Right, gold is making a move, and crude is down. So if we start at, I think I'm going to create a point system. I think that's the easiest way to do it. All right, 1, 2. Right, we've got, yeah, I'll figure out the point system, but gold is making a move. Let me just give you a little bit bigger view of this, right? All right, so if the top rows are down, we're going to give -1 point. -1, 2, 3, 4, right? -4 points. If the bottom rows are up, I don't know, we'll figure it out. So the yen is rallying and bonds are rallying, right? This is TLT. If TLT is rallying, the EAS is going to be down. If the yen is rallying, I believe that's going to affect, I'll have to look and see which one that affects. But, and then crude is just chopping, right? From a daily perspective, this is how we're looking, right? This will reversal doji on the daily 2 days ago, right? I think we see another downside move. I've got a target right here at 46.42. As far as the Nasdaq's concerned, very similar pattern. This looks like it's starting to form a head and shoulders. I'm a little scared about that, right? Reversal doji, reversal doji, reversal doji, reversal doji across the board, right? We've got rally off support for gold. Rally, crude's trading at 5 ATRs away from, or 5 standard deviations away from its mean. It's got a rally onto that. And then ZB, which is the bonds, making higher highs and higher lows. Yen inverted head and shoulders, right? So this bottom row is more bullish than the top row. I am not telling you to freak out, right? All I'm saying is jobless claims are going to come out in about 8 minutes. It's going to rock the market. So be safe, be nimble. Don't be biased going into today. Just look at what's going on around you. Remember, cash is a position. I've got a couple trades. Only 2 of them I'm really worried about, but I've been super tight with my money lately. Are we finding a triple bottom here for a rally off of the news that's coming out in 6 minutes? Very, very possibly. Okay. Oh crap, dude. Oh, I'm so sorry.